What's up, YouTube? You're not tuning in to Starter General TV, aka Mr. Vacuum himself. You feel me? Today, we got a special one. You know, you gotta buckle up. It's getting crazy out here to the point where I gotta put on my sport goggles on this motherfucker. You feel me? Like, God damn. Anyways, we got the military troops taking over New York now. Like, what's going on? Let's get straight into it.
Looks like a war zone down here. But people are wondering, what happens when the troops pull out? Will the criminals come back, or are things gonna be like this for a long time?
Governor Hochul says she's deploying the National Guard to city subway stations to keep riders safe.
The subway system is averaging about...
Just to give you guys some clarification of what's going on right now. So we have a lot of migrants coming in, you know, and I'm not going to only solely blame them for all the crimes that's going on in New York. It's been like this ever since I've been little, and I've been taking the train station, the L train station from Rockaway, Parkway to wherever. You feel me? So it's always been like this. It's just now, it's just getting more crazy and crazier. You feel me? It's just what it is.
6 felonies every day.
This will be on top of the 1,000 additional police officers Mayor Eric Adams deployed to the subways in February.
There's a psychological impact. People worry they could be next.
The New York Civil Liberties Union calling it heavy-handed, like stop and frisk.
I think it has to be done carefully. I feel like it can both be a good thing to help us, but you could be stereotyping certain people as well.
What was it like getting your back checked?
Perfectly fine, but the criminals are actually on the subway cars, so get on the cars and ride the subway.
New York, you recognize it is not normal to have the United States Army patrolling your streets, right? But the even more wild thing is watching your government pretend they don't know why they have a crime problem.
Honestly speaking, so much has gone on. Like, I've witnessed so much in the train station. Like, First off, there is a big mental health problem going on in New York. I just gotta put it out there. Like, the things you see in the subways, like the homelessness, like the things you will see, you wouldn't even imagine, son. I remember coming out of like high school, you feel me, chilling with the homies, you feel me, and you know, with my friends and everything, and then somebody committed like suicide and jumped off the platform, and you know, and I remember being inside the train itself, and just like, the train station is just crazy. It's just crazy, and it's just, you know, I feel bad for people that commute, that gotta go to school, the kids and everything. Now they gotta see the military there. You know, it's like a prison now. It's crazy.
So the bag checks are random. And we've got police, we've got state troopers, we've got the National Guard. Every type of law enforcement available to the state has been deployed in the New York City subways as a show of power to tell criminals. What are they telling criminals? They're not in the actual subway cars. Now look, I took the subway today. I'm very happy to see an increased security presence. It makes me feel safer. And the reason this is happening is because subway crime was up 20% before this deployment. But observers say that all of this militarization of the subway isn't actually gonna do anything because it's not addressing the real reasons why New York City is going through a crime wave. On top of that, everyone knows this program is temporary. The troops and extra police are not able to be here forever. And the criminals are probably aware of that too. Which means that this program isn't gonna bring about long-lasting change. On top of that, there are other problems with rolling out the army to police the subway. The army is designed to win a war. They're not designed to preserve your rights while protecting the general public, which is the purpose of a police force. And because the city won't address the root causes of what's going on here, you've got security critics who don't think this is gonna work, and at the same time, you've got civil liberties advocates making the case that New Yorkers are giving up their constitutional rights and their rights to privacy for a system that's not making anybody any safer. And this is happening at a time in New York City history where it's possible to attack the police and get released without bail. And that's got people...
Isn't that crazy? We have migrants that's just leaving other places, and they're able to attack the police officers and get away with it and just get off scot-free. Yo, that is just mind blowing, yo. It's crazy. And you know what's also crazy? Some of the times they don't even know their real age. You feel me? Like they don't even know the migrants' real age sometimes when they go through trial and everything. It's crazy.
Asking, is the only way to keep New Yorkers safe to turn the city into a perpetual police state? And what exactly is the National Guard doing down here? Like, what things are they doing that they think are going to make a difference? And how are criminals evading these security measures? It looks like they just finished with the bag checks. That's where they just were. Now there is an empty space. Maybe someone is watching on the cameras. That's all we.
It's like putting a band-aid. Like they just pacifying. Like, you feel me? It's like a baby that's just hungry, you know, but you're not done making a bottle yet. So you just put a pacifier to, you know, soothe them for now. You feel me? It's not really solving the problem. It's just. How can I scarecrow? I call it scarecrow policing. You know what I mean? Like, there's really nothing going on.
Can hope for at this point.
So behind me, you can see how this process works a little bit. A state trooper will select someone to get their bags checked. The bag check will take about 30 seconds, and then the rider is on their way.
So the way that this is supposed to work is it is a random bag check. There is a predetermined number of people that have to pass by before one person gets stopped. They're not stopping everybody. That would probably be impossible. It would make it very difficult for people to use the subway.
How are they doing this bag check thing too? Like, it's not like you going through metal detectors or anything like that. Like what?
As intended. The goal of this is not to disrupt daily life, but it is also to establish a presence that makes people feel safe, catches criminals bringing weapons onto the train, and helps turn around all of the problems that the city is experiencing. And when the system is in play, it's not like the TSA at the airport where the line gets very long, people miss their flights, that's a big mess. This is not that. The bag checks are very quick. I saw somebody get checked and it happened so quickly that I couldn't even film the whole thing. It was that fast. And although there are some serious issues with this new security apparatus that nobody wants to talk about, the good news is that riders have been feeling very uneasy lately about riding the train, and this should help.
Officers at Grand Central Station randomly stopping about every fourth subway rider.
It's okay because we know it's for security reasons.
And this feeling was shared by many people who had their bags checked Thursday afternoon.
Oh, no problem at all.
It has saved us.
So the big takeaway here is that this is not supposed to be an in-depth, invasive process. But privacy advocates are worried a much harsher, more draconian system could emerge if this doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Because although we have an increased security presence, the bag checkers and the army are gone now. They went somewhere else. And
I mean, the one thing I see negative about this is like, so you tell me they only there for a short amount of stay. So as soon as criminals know their routine schedule, they could just come right back.
And the first problem with this system is that since people aren't here all day, a criminal could have waited until right now to head on in and use the subway as they were previously.
What was it like getting your bag checked?
Perfectly fine, but the criminals are actually on the subway cars, so get on the cars and ride the subway.
Governor Kathy Hochul announced that she will now be deploying around 750.
Wow, so that guy, he hit the nail right on the head. Every crime statistic that people are worried about didn't happen at the entry point to the subway. Most of them happened inside the trains, on the platforms, late at night, not during rush hour. Is this all smoke and mirrors? But even if it is, look at all the weapons that are getting found in the subway. Proponents say this is still a good thing and it's still having an effect. Although I guess the weapon would have to be in a bag check instead of in your pocket because these are not pat downs, they're just bag checks.
This surveillance video, the suspect is seen pacing the platform. The victim is wearing a blue jacket and a backpack. At one point, the suspect lunges in his direction behind his back. Moments later, he is shoved to the tracks as the suspect takes off into the...
See, that's another thing that, you have your mother or something would tell you, you coming from the train station or you taking the train station, not stand too close to platforms, Yo, honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Taking a train is crazy. Like, I don't know, man. The amount of things that I've seen is just like, honestly, it's like, thank God. Like, I don't even know. it's just luck. You feel me? Because, like, think about it. You just chilling, minding your business, and somebody just come from behind you and pushes you onto the platform, and the train is coming. Like, people are just wicked out here, bro. It's just, it's ridiculous.
So before we get into the real reason why crazy people who want to commit harm aren't behind bars, look at all the things this person did not have at their disposal. They didn't have a backpack. They weren't holding anything. They were just passing through. They looked like a regular commuter. And what that means is we aren't any safer because of these new security measures, which is something the powers that be, who have a lot riding on this being successful, don't want us thinking about or talking about.
Feeling unsafe and won't come, then I have to do something about it.
But Hochul on Good Day was asked what happens if people refuse to have their bags checked.
Then go home. You're not taking the subway.
However, technically, New Yorkers are allowed to refuse and can just use a different subway station. Legal Aid Society are...
Okay, so not only does this reveal another big problem with this whole system, it also points at the deeper issues that are the real reason we've got...
I didn't know you could refuse that. So you telling me... So they stop you, and you could just be like, nah, I don't want to do it. And you go to another train station and commit your crime there. Like, this is a joke.
This crime wave, because not only are these surface level bag checks not checking everyone, they're also not happening at every single station. In fact, this unguarded empty station with an empty station attendant booth is right around the corner from where the military was just set up doing their bag checks. This place is as unguarded as it's ever been, which is why some are suggesting this is nothing more than security theater. And the other problem with this troop rollout is that we're rolling out 750 troops, but there's about 470 subway stations, and if you need teams of troops to check bags, there's no way we're going to have complete coverage of the subway, which means there will always be stations that are unattended. And we've already got evidence that since this rollout, high-profile crimes are still happening.
Long story short, they're wasting taxpayer dollars.
Police responded to the call that a boyfriend pushed his 29-year-old girlfriend over the platform edge as a Brooklyn-bound 3 train was pulling in. Police say the man ran away. Paramedics and police officers tried to pull the woman from under the train. She was rushed to Bellevue Hospital.
So this tragic accident happened within 2 days of troops being rolled out to stations just like this. And because this was a seemingly random act of violence, no amount of bag checks or security would have stopped it from happening. Which means there's something else about New York that allows stuff like this to happen that nobody wants to discuss. And that tragic incident, it didn't happen in the middle of the night. It took place at 10:30 in the morning during the day, and the person who did it ran off and escaped. The whole point of the troops and the bag checks and the police and the state police is to stop people from doing things and escaping. But that happened. And again, the security takes place out here, not inside the actual terminals where these issues are happening. And look, as someone who rides the train, I'm not knocking this system entirely. I do feel safer, and I think there are people who look at the police and see the armed guards and say to themselves, you know what, whatever I was going to do today, I'm not going to do it. But right advocates say that this security theater apparatus, not only is it ineffective, it's taking away the rights of people who haven't committed any crimes. And the way rights work is once they're gone, you never get them back.
There are so many different points to her proposal that are problematic in terms of its impracticability and its raising of constitutional concerns. Random bag check.
Well, you know, to all the New York commuters, the one that go to work, you know, school, let me know down in the comment section. Do you think this is, you know, something that's going to work, or is just another, you know, scarecrow policing, you know, a waste of money, something to take our rights away, you know? Let me know. Me personally, it's just, I don't even know where to begin to even give a solution. You feel me? At least they doing a little something. But do I think it's gonna work? Not necessarily. You know, we saw the chinks in the armor. You feel me? You're not gonna stop these randoms attacks, and you're not gonna be able to guard every single station. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things. But let me know in the comment section. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Without further ado, we off this. You feel me?